Evening sun on Buddha's land, the wind of the Niranyara whispers of old. The master gathers his disciples to hear the Dharma between breaths of silence. Some with bright eyes write each word, hoping to grasp all truths of the world, yet forgetting the Dharma is not in understanding. At Jetavana the Buddha said to the great assembly, shining like stars, he who delights in meaning but forgets to act is like the poor man counting another's gold. To hear, remember, understand is counting. To practice is keeping, living, realizing. Hearing 1,000 teachings cannot equal practicing one moment. For one mind still pierces all ignorance. Some speak of emptiness yet are full of grasping. Some read Prajnaparamita yet never let go of I am cultivating. The Dharma is not for intellect, it is the breath of awakened life. Those who only hear and never live are thirsty ones reading the formula for water. At Vulture Peak a Brahmin asked, what is ultimate truth? The Buddha was silent long, then said, when I speak you do not see. When I am silent you do not perceive. For you want words, not seeing. To hear is illusion, to see is truth, to understand is intellect, to practice is wisdom. Without practice, knowledge becomes the weight of ignorance. Muttian beyond word and sound is mindfulness amid speechless calm. Hienmon opens not by incantation, but by a heart that seeks nothing. He who studies the 7 treasures but loves debate is like one gazing at the moon in a lake, beautiful but never touching the light. The Buddha never asked, how much do you know? He only looked, how do you live? At Bodhgayā leaves fell like drops of insight. The Dharma is not in bells or sermons, but in one who listens to the breath within. The Buddha does not ask for tears, only serenity amid them. The Dharma is not in excitement, but in the calm that remains when excitement fades. To hear is to plant, to remember, to water, to understand, to sprout, to practice, to blossom. Without practice, the Dharma tree dies young. Without stillness, the heart seed dries. One right thought outweighs 1,000 reflection bright but unreal. After hearing, sit down. After understanding, breathe in and out. After remembering, forget all. For only in forgetting do you truly see the Dharma. Muktian Thatbao is not for the curious, but for the still. Not for those craving to know, but for those who can rest in not knowing. Having heard, understood, practice. Having practiced, seen, release. Having released, stilled, smile. For the Dharma ends in one serene smile. The Master's words faded, the wind grew still. The assembly